Good morning and welcome back to another prep vlog. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah. I am an FMG Bikini Pro and I'm doing two shows this season, FMG Gold Coast, which was 3 weeks ago, the Australian Pro-Am show, and FMG Italy, which is in 9 days' time. This is the final vlog before we fly out to Italy. It is currently Friday morning and we fly out on Sunday around midday. So only 2 more sleeps before we fly out and I'm so excited. So I thought I would bring you along this week and show you all of the random and important things I'm doing to prepare to travel halfway across the world to compete in a bikini comp. Since the Gold Coast show, we have been working hard to bring conditioning in, so that means losing body fat, losing weight, getting leaner, and to do that we basically increase cardio, increase steps, and decrease food. So I showed you a day in the life and what I'm eating to get shredded in my last vlog, so definitely go back and watch that if you want to see what I was eating. But I actually got a DEXA scan on Monday to see exactly what my body fat percentage is and my body composition. So I did actually vlog that for you. Let's watch that. It is 11:30 a.m. and I am starving. I'm only just having my first meal, which is my oats. I've made it as overnight oats to eat in the car because I had to fast for accurate readings on my DEXA scan. I just went to get my DEXA body composition scan done. So I had one done right before I started prep, before Christmas. And I was at just over 26% body fat then. And this one says that I'm currently 15.3% body fat. So we have lost 11% body fat this prep. And what I'm gonna do is actually pop these, this DEXA scan and my last one into ChatGPT and get it to analyze it. And then I'm gonna give you the little summary because it's probably going to say it better than I will. And yesterday was rest day because that can impact the readings on your DEXA scan in terms of like how much muscle you have and things. Alrighty, I've had my oats, I've had my pre-workout, I'm going to let that digest. Meanwhile, I have popped my DEXA scan results from end of my build phase when I started prep and from today, end of prep, 2 weeks out from my next show and 2 weeks post Gold Coast show. And I've got it to give a bit of a summary on what a DEXA scan is and what my results actually mean. So basically, a DEXA scan breaks down how much fat, muscle, bone, and even visceral fat you have in different regions of your body. The biggest thing that we're wanting to do with a DEXA scan and what my coach is wanting to see is, you know, after prep or throughout the prep, how much muscle we were actually able to retain while getting as lean as we did. So it's very cool because it can show you, you know, how much of your weight loss came from fat, how much muscle you lost, which is inevitable as a natural female bodybuilding competitor getting this lean. It's also important to remember that a DEXA is, you know, whilst it's pretty accurate, it is not perfect, especially during prep because, you know, you're low on carbs, you've got a bit of dehydration, depleted glycogen, and low food volume. So this can all make lean mass appear a little bit lower than it actually is. So my overall results, which I'm pretty happy with, start of prep, which was December 2025, I was 73.6 kilos, and for context, I'm 173 centimeters tall. My body fat percentage was 26.4%, and my fat mass was 19.3 kilos with 50.7 kilos lean mass. My current stats are 59.5 kilos total, body fat percentage 15.3%, fat mass 9.2 kilos, and lean mass 48.2 kilos. So I've lost a total of 14.1 kilos and 10.1 kgs of that was fat, body fat, which is huge. And my body fat percentage dropped from 26.4 to 15.3, which is pretty lean. For context, chat says that healthy athletic females are often between 18 to 24% body fat, and stage lean competitors are often 10 to 16%, depending on federation and individual differences. I think it's important to remember as well, like DEXA scans, because they scan everything, often the body fat percentage reading is higher because it is more accurate than like those I don't know what they're called, like those body fat scans that you just stand on and you hold the handles. My reading is always lower on those than it is on a DEXA scan. So that is pretty interesting, usually by a couple percent. In terms of lean mass retention, I've gone from 50.6 kilos of lean mass to 48.2. So technically around 2.5 kilos of lean mass lost. But this is apparently actually really good for a prep like this because I'm depleted, I'm flatter, my glycogen's depleted, lower food volume, and lower intracellular water. So a lot of that lean loss is probably not actually muscle tissue. And when we look at it as well, I only lost 0.8 kilos of lean mass from my legs, which is very cool. Like that is the area we were really wanting to hold. And my visceral fat went from 156 grams to 7 grams, which is insane. So overall, I'm very happy with the results. I have just sent them through to Ali, my coach, so she can assess, and I think she'll be pretty happy as well, but I'll let you know if she says anything interesting. So basically lost over 14 kilos total, dropped body fat from 26% to 15%, over 10 kilos of my weight lost was fat, and we retained the majority of my lean mass, which was the massive goal. Outside of my DEXA scan on Monday, life this week has been pretty repetitive. It has just been work and prep. I've been doing all of the same training sessions as I have been for pretty much the entirety of prep. All of those have been vlogged in previous vlogs, so I haven't actually filmed them. And to be honest, I have not had the energy to film and get through my training sessions. It's been hard enough to push through training as it is. I've done 4 cardio sessions this week. And outside of training, I have literally just been working. So I run my own social media management business and social media coaching, getting as much of it as I can organized before I fly to Italy. But of course, the beauty of having a business that I built online, which I am so grateful for, is that I can work from anywhere in the world. So I will be working while I'm in Italy for 2 weeks as well. And on top of that, outside of work and training, I've just been doing everything I can to recover, because I'm not gonna lie, you get to a point in prep and I feel like a point at which you're like lean and pushing so hard that no matter what you do, you just feel so sore. So my body has not been recovering that well. My calf and my shin has been quite sore, which was an issue at the start of prep. But we've been managing that. So I've just been getting as much like massage as I can. This week I've got osteo tomorrow, stretching, foam rolling, sauna, baths, magnesium baths. I've had a few of those in the evenings this week, and focusing as much as I can on sleep. So honestly, I've had no social life. Justin's away at the moment. So it's literally been work, training, recovery, and that is it. Focused, dialed in for these final little stages of prep. And I've just been soaking it up. Like, it's been a grind, but I know I'm going to miss it so much. I love having such a strong goal to work towards. And I did get my nails done. So obviously a few like beauty appointments leading up to the show. And then I have later on today, I'm getting my brows done. Tomorrow I've got a facial. And that is pretty much it. I've still been doing all of my skin prep. So I managed to get all of my tan off from the Gold Coast show. It took me about a week, and then since then just been doing regular exfoliation, moisturizing my entire body twice a day so it's nice and hydrated, ready for the tan. Today things are starting to feel very real. I just did my final check-in before we fly out, so my measurements, my weight, my photos, posing videos, and I'm heading over shortly to my coach Ali's house. I'm going to bring you with me to get all of my travel protocols, ask any questions I have about the flights. We are flying to Hong Kong and then to Milan. So the total trip from start to finish is like 29 hours or something like that. So we're going to be talking about how we're managing like water retention, food, movement, training, sleep, all those things to get to Italy and present my best possible physique on stage. And basically, I'm going to be showing you everything that I'm doing to get my life together before we fly halfway across the world to compete. I keep saying that because it is so surreal, and I cannot wait. So you are coming with me for everything. And then of course I will be vlogging the whole travel process as well, the entire peak week in Italy and the food after the show as well. So stay tuned. As always, I will add timestamps so you can just skip to whatever you're interested in. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you do want to see more of this process. I promise I will show you everything, the highs, the lows, the messy, all of it. You're coming with me. Let's do this.
So today what we're going to walk through is what Sarah's travel plan actually looks like, the foods, the flight, strategy. And we're going to go into some questions. You're about to get onto a plane in, what are we, 2 days?
2 more sleeps, and I'm so excited.
This is by far the most conditioned with the fullest physique we've got, and this is her sort of depleted. She's in a really solid position. We're not flying in the day before. She leaves on our Sunday, gets in on Monday, and we've really got enough runway after landing for her body to settle before show day, which is great.
The flight leaves around midday. That first leg is 9 hours to Hong Kong with Cathay, and then we've got a 5.5-hour layover. I think we land at like 7 p.m. or something like that in Hong Kong. Around midnight or 1 a.m. it must be, we fly out to Milan, which is 13 hours. And then we land in Milan at 8 a.m. on the Monday.
But then she gets onto a train
2 hours.
and she goes almost 3 hours in total when you think about getting to the train other side to the venue where she's staying at. It's another 3 hours. So yeah, this is like a 27.5-hour door-to-door journey. So when she lands in Milan at 8 a.m. Milan time, her body's going to think it's 4 p.m. Monday, Brisbane time. She hasn't just crossed the world. Her entire circadian rhythm has been completely uprooted. I wanted to walk through exactly what we're doing with Sarah, what she's taking on the trip, every meal, every snack, every fluid window. So we're maintaining her current intake of food because we're going to be moving into a position where she has no training, very minimal step count, and no cardio. So there will be no training on travel day because the flight itself is a physiological stressor. We also don't want to reduce food because this close to show the risk of under eating actually outweighs the risk of a small surplus, especially on travel days. Protein synthesis doesn't pause at 38,000 feet. On Sunday, she's going to have her normal breakfast and we're going to season it exactly how she would in her normal prep. She will be having a well-timed hydration strategy throughout the day too, because dehydration on long-haul flights is so severe. We jump onto the plane. Within the first 2 hours, Sarah's going to bring out her pre-made meal that is still in line with the way we're currently eating. I'm going to have Sarah sipping water, and we're also going to have your second electrolyte sachets. When we're actually in Hong Kong, is probably the most important window of the whole trip because this is where you're not buying anything. All of your food is in your carry-on. We're going to be hitting your cream of rice in your Ziploc bag and making it up. And you can get a cup of hot water, add in your protein powder, and it's nice and easy. We're also going to be having another electrolyte sachet. The timing here is quite deliberate actually because we're going to be having carbohydrate and sodium. They share a transporter in the gut. And when you have sodium alongside carbohydrates, absorption of both fluid and glycogen is enhanced. Try to remain relatively active 20-30 minutes from boarding. We're going to have you have a little snack. So this will be the final sort of snack before we're having an overnight sleep cycle. So it's going to be quite intentionally high in fat. This is where we are going to, once you get on board the plane flight, have your 5th electrolyte sachet into your water bottle. You're going to sip it in the first hour until you sort of settle, and then you're going to get some quality sleep time, right? And we want to get you as quickly as possible out of the airport and into direct sunlight because that direct sunlight is 100% going to be the thing that sets the new circadian rhythm.
Session is done, feeling very tiny, very lean. Quads have finally started to come in. And I'm about to do my final cardio session for prep. 30 minutes on the stairs, that's it. Let's go. This is all starting to feel very real now. My final check-in before prep is done. I have my plans for flying. I just did my last cardio session for prep, my last upper body session, apart from like peak week sessions, which won't be a lot. And then tomorrow I have my last leg session as well. But honestly, getting that final cardio session done on the Stairmaster felt so good. And then I went to Scarlett Brows, got my brows laminated and waxed so they are looking nice and tidy and sleek. I think I've just been like running on excitement these last few days. I didn't realize how tired I actually was. I've been sleeping pretty good, but as soon as I lay down to get my brows done, I've had them laminated twice before and the appointments felt so long, but this one like honestly felt like it was 5 minutes long because as soon as I lay down, I pretty much fell asleep and had the best nap. So I must have just been so tired. You know, when you lie down and you feel your body's like woof, woof. Yeah, yeah, so it was doing that. So I had a lovely little nap and now I feel recharged and ready for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna smash out some more work now. I've got a whole lot of editing to do, a couple of client strategies, and then I've actually got a cleaner coming in this afternoon because Justin's away. I'm getting a dog sitter for Archie, and I just know my time is gonna be spent more wisely doing my work, finishing off packing and just de-stressing rather than scrubbing the bathrooms. So while the cleaner comes in, I'm gonna just keep getting some work done and then I will show you exactly what I am packing to bring to Italy. It's 6 p.m. and I am still working and I haven't gotten around to finishing off my packing yet. I am just so grateful that I packed so early. Like 2 weeks ago, I pretty much packed because I was unpacking from the Gold Coast show and I was like, well, half the stuff I need anyways for Italy, so I'm just gonna pack it now. So I don't have too much more to pack, but we are going to finish off my work tonight, get a good night's sleep, fingers crossed, and then I promise I will take you through everything I'm doing tomorrow, including finalizing my packing because it is my last day, my last full day in Australia before we fly out. Good morning. It is only one more sleep until we fly out. So it is the final day on home soil before we fly over to Italy. I am even more excited today. I honestly cannot contain myself. I have had a very productive morning. So I got my training done, I got my posing done, I got my steps done, and now we are packing my bag. So I pretty much have everything I need in my bags. I just need to do a final grocery shop to get my last little bits and pieces and prep my food for the travel tomorrow. So of course I will show you that. But let's have a little look at what I have packed. Everything important is on my carry-on. If my bag gets lost, my checked bag, doesn't matter because I've got everything I need essentially to compete in my carry-on. So one of the struggles I always have when I'm competing is my carry-on being overweight. Usually it's fine. This whole side is mostly food. So we've got my noise cancelling headphones, which obviously help with sleep, and I've got a little connector so I can connect it to the entertainment thing for movies and things. I've got all of my like vitamins, supplements, some low dose melatonin to help with sleep, hay fever pills, and then these little peanut butter slugs, they're called. So they're like single serve peanut butter sachets. Perfect for travel because then you're not having to bring a whole jar and weigh it out. So I'm going to be having these during the travel. And then I also have coffee sachets, so before you speak coffee, in case I need a little caffeine hit. We're not having any pre-workout or anything this week because we are reducing artificial sweeteners, so I'll just be having the coffee. Got some Tim Tams, which are not for me, they're for friends at the show. Got to bring a little slice of Aussie with me. Food scales, of course, super important, and I also have spare batteries for these in case the batteries run out. Rice flour, so I just have the Mackenzie's rice flour to make my cream of rice, and then I'm actually going to weigh out and pre-portion the portions that I will be having during the travel, and then rice cakes as well, because I just don't want to be having a different brand when I get there. I know these ones digest well for me and they work well, so I think I actually calculated I need one more pack of these, so I'll bringing 3 packs of rice cakes to get me through peak week, my 2 boxes of rice flour, and then of course I have my supplements as well, so in here electrolytes and creatine, and then I have my protein powder, single serve sachets, and then I've got more in my checked bag as well, but these are so convenient, the single serve sachets from Emerald Labs, and it means you get a variety with the flavor as well, which is fun. And then I also have these little single serve honey sachets as well. In here I just have like spare batteries, cords, things like that all organized in there. My toiletries, so a little mini kit of my like face wash and everything that I need in there. tripod, of course, so I can create content for you guys. On this side, this is a little blow up like back support, which makes the plane a lot comfier when you have no body fat. And then this is my important stuff that I do not want to lose. So I have my bikini in here, which I will be revealing her on show day. And then I have my heels for stage and posing, obviously. I've got a travel adapter so that all of my plugs work and I can charge my laptop and things like that. And I've got my media night, my gown for media night. All of my food will go in here. So I will be freezing my couple of meals I'll be having on the plane. So they'll slowly defrost in here while I'm on the plane and be ready defrosted by the time I go to eat them. So that will be my personal item with my carry-on suitcase. And then I also have this little like bag, which I have with me on the plane, which just has my tea bags. So I've got some peppermint licorice, chamomile, and some sleep tea, which I'll be having on the flight, my wallet, and my little cutlery set as well. So chopstick, spoon, knife, fork in there. Yeah. And of course, neck pillow and eye mask. So that is it for my carry-on. That is all of my important things. If anything else gets lost, I don't really care. It's replaceable. All of that stuff is essential for competing and it's not really replaceable. The only other thing that will be going in there is my laptop so I can get work done on the flight and at the airport. For my checked bag, because I don't want to have like a million suitcases when we go for our little trip in Italy after the show, I'm actually just bringing my 40-litre Osprey travel backpack, but it is very full, as you can see, but she does close up. These are my body weight scales, so I got some travel-sized ones. I have double checked that the weight is the same as my current scales, which they are, so that is perfect. They take up way less space. So I've got those. Obviously I need them for check-ins and so we can see how like carbs are moving through me. More protein powder, sample sachets, even more protein powder just in case I run out. And then I've got my lollies for carving up. I know these ones digest well for me, so bringing those over with me. Sheets to protect the Airbnb sheets from my tan. And then this packing cube here is my clothes. So my makeup, so I can do my makeup for media night, very minimal kit. In here is my toiletries, so like shampoo and conditioner, so I can wash my own hair, and my moisturizer, so I can prep my skin for my tan, and my base tan builder, which is wrapped up in like multiple layers so it hopefully doesn't explode through my bag. This also has a backpack which attaches to the front of it, which is going to be perfect for like day trips at the expo or going around to the gym and things. So it attaches onto the front of the backpack. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put it into a suitcase though or just leave it attached to the front because it is so full. I'm a little bit worried it might detach, so I'm thinking I might bring like a sacrificial suitcase over to the show and then just leave it there, but we will see. I'll decide. But basically this whole backpack is filled with the booty bands that I got made because Strive Media Co, my business, is one of the sponsors of the show. So I got these booty bands made as like little pump up bands to go into all of the competitors' goodie bags. So this entire bag is packed with booty bands. So obviously on the way home, I'm not gonna have these. So I have a little bit less luggage on the way home, and I will have eaten all of my food too. So that's everything I packed. I am heading off shortly to Osteo after I get a bit of work done, and then we are gonna pick up a few groceries, get a facial, which is my final beauty appointment before the show, and then prep my food for the flight tomorrow, and that is it. I already have my clothes laid out ready for the flight tomorrow, so I'll be wearing full compression leggings, full compression top, full compression socks with a tracksuit over top so I'm nice and warm, wearing my proper walking shoes or sneakers so that I don't get my like foot or calf anymore injured. So I'm going to be good about wearing my proper shoes. And that is literally it. Just need to chuck my laptop in, my camera, and we're good to go. I am back. I have been to Osteo. I got a whole lot of needles through my glutes, my back, my calves, my shins, and I got my neck fixed because I was quite sore on this side. Rod from Bodyworks is absolutely incredible. This is the best my body has ever felt throughout a prep. So Really glad I got one more session with him in before the flight. I then went and got a facial. Also, I went to the op shop because I feel a bit guilty that I'm leaving Archie, and he's been a bit sad because he's seen me packing. So I got him 2 new toys from the op shop. This one like flips inside out. He can be a crocodile or a hedgehog. So I love that. And of course, let's go see what one he chooses. Sit. Wait. Wait. Okay. What one do you like? Hedgehog. Hedgehog. Do you love them? Kill him. Yes. Prepping my chicken breast to bring tomorrow. So just butterflied it. So chopped the chicken breast in half. And then I'm going in with my usual seasonings, a bit of lemon juice, salt, parsley, and rosemary. Cook that in the air fryer, 200 degrees, about 25 minutes. These are the digestive enzymes that I bought just to help with digestion while I'm traveling, and when I'm on peak week and when I'm having some different foods in that after the show. Bike lock from Kmart, because I saw a video on Instagram that suitcases can get stolen on the trains, and we will be taking a few trains, so thought we better be safe and just pop a lock on there. So we're going to figure out how she works. I have just weighed and measured everything out, so this is what we're working with. I have my plan here from Ali, which each day has a different tab, and then it's got the weights, measurements, timing of each meal. So what I've done is I've weighed everything out into Snap-Lock bags. I have labeled it for the time that I'm gonna eat it and what is in it, just in case anything changes, then I know what is in there. So what I've done is I've got my first meal, 7 a.m, chicken, rice, olive oil, labeled with the time I'm gonna have it. Then I have my next meal, which is cucumber, rice, and I've got my chicken breast, which I will freeze. And then tomorrow morning, I'll grab that out of the freezer before I leave, and I'll pop that in there. And hopefully it defrosts by the time I eat it, which is around 2 hours into the flight. Then I have my next meal, which is again, more chicken breast and rice cakes, which I have pre-packaged, so I know exactly how much I'm having. I don't have to weigh anything out on the plane. Again, that will be frozen, defrost by the time I eat it. And then I have my rice cakes all pre-portioned, and then I've already pre-portioned all of my cream of rice and my protein powder in my bag, which I'll quickly show you. Okay, so this is how I have packaged my cream of rice. So I've got my protein powder, because each one I'm having 30 grams of protein powder with. So I've got my protein sachet, and then I put that in a Snap-Lock bag with my cream of rice. So I've got that all weighed out, my 40 grams cream of rice, and then I have labeled it for the time that I'm eating it, how many grams is in it, and what I'm eating it with. And then you can see, like this one, I'm having peanut butter with it as well. So I've got my peanut butter sachet in there, cream of rice, and my protein powder. Again, all labeled with the time that I'm eating it, the amounts, all of that. So if anything changes, we're all sorted. So I feel very good now that my food is all sorted. I'm all organized, I'm all packed. I've done everything I need to do before I fly out tomorrow. And of course, I will be vlogging the whole thing starting from tomorrow morning, the entire journey, what goes right, what goes wrong, and everything in between. So if you do want to see that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Let's go to Italy.